Welcome to Episode 8 of Transfer of Property Act 1882. In this episode, I am going to cover the exchange and actionable claim. Now, let's see exchange. Section 118 says, when two persons mutually transfer the ownership of one thing for the ownership of the another, neither thing or both the things being only money, the transaction is called exchange. It is important to note that this provision applies to both immovable as well as movable property. By definition, exchange is a transfer of a thing for another thing, and both or either of the things may be movable or immovable. Let's see some illustration. Exchange of X's pen with Y's book, or exchange of X's house with that of Y. There cannot be exchange of a horse for rupees 10,000 when one is a thing and another is a money, which is a consideration because it falls under sale. So either of the thing or both of the things have to be not to be money. Now, the definition does not exclude payment of money altogether. So if properties to be exchanged have different values, the money paid equal to the price difference is also form part of the exchange. Thus, suppose there are two properties which are valued at rupees 50 lakhs and another is valued at rupees 55 lakhs, and then two owners wish to exchange the property between them, then the exchange can take place by paying rupees 5 lakhs difference by the one person to the other person. It won't be called as a sale, it will still be an exchange. Now, mode of transfer in exchange is same that as of sale. That is, a registration of a document is a must. So for the exchange of immovable property, rules of sales will apply, and for movable property, sale of goods of act will apply. So this is otherwise similar to sale. If neither thing is money, it is an exchange, and if both the things are money, then also it is an exchange. It's like we currency exchange we call it. But if one thing is money, then it's a sale and not exchange. Section 119 further says, if any party is deprived of thing received by reason of any defect in the title of the other party, then such party is liable to him for any loss caused thereby, or return of the thing so transferred at the option of the other property. So suppose the title is not good or there is some defect, then the buyer or the one person, the aggrieved party, has a liberty to get compensated for the loss accrued or even to return the property. Now section 120 states that rights and liabilities of the parties in exchange are same that of sale, which we already saw in episode 7. Section 121 says, an exchange of money, each party thereby warrants the genuineness of the money. So if the money currency is not genuine, then that doesn't stand. So this shortly covered exchange part. Now let's see what is an actionable claim. Now this is given in section 3 and sections 130 to 137 of the Transfer of Property Act. Now actionable claim means a claim to any debt or debt other than debt which is secured by mortgage of the immovable property or by hypothecation or pledge of the movable property or any beneficial interest in movable property not in the possession either actual or constructive of the claimant, which claim the civil courts recognize as affording grounds for relief, whether such debt or beneficial interest is existent, accruing, conditional, or contingent. The formalities prescribed for actionable claim are not applicable to negotiable instruments, for example, debentures, stocks, shares, etc. Now let's understand this by some illustration. A person A owes some money to person B. Now B transfers this debt to C. If all the formalities are followed properly, then C has an actionable claim on A for this money. Let's see another example. Person A takes a life insurance policy from LIC on his own life, and he then assigns the policy to bank for securing a loan. Now A dies. The bank has an actionable claim on A and is entitled to receive the money from LIC. So this is actionable claim. Now how transfer is affected? That's given in section 130. Transfer of an actionable claim can be effected and completed only by the execution of the instrument in writing, signed by the transferor or his agent, and execution of the instrument. Registration of instrument is not required. Further, subsections 130 and 132 states that the rights and remedies of the transferor shall vest with the transferee, whether any notice of such transferee is given or is not given. This is very important. Now illustration, let's understand this. In the above illustration, when A owes money to B, B transfers the debt to C, and A has not received any notice from B about this. B then demands debt from A, and A makes the payment to B. Now C cannot sue A for debt. Thus, a transferor of actionable claim is complete when the instrument is executed, even if no notice is served. Thus, the question of notice has an important bearing on the transferee's right. The position of transferee is not secured unless the notice is given. So long as proper notice is not served, the debtor A is not directly liable to transferee C. He is still liable to transferee B until he has received the notice. So, section 131 states every notice of transfer of an actionable claim must be duly signed by transferor and must state the name and address of the transferee. Now, what are the rights and liabilities of transferee? All the rights and remedies of this transferor vest with the transferee. He may sue in his own name without his transferor's consent and without making him a party thereto. Third, he takes the claim subject to all the liabilities to which his transferor was subject to. Now here we conclude the actionable claim, and in next episode we will see what is gift. I stop here today. For any consultancy, please write to me at advsdbapat@gmail.com. Thank you.